Good morning. It is 8 a.m. on June 8th, and I call this special called meeting of the Dunwoody City Council to order unless there's an objection. Seeing none, the meeting is called to order. We are missing one councilwoman who is not here, and Councilman Price is joining us virtually. And with that, Sharon, do you read the item, please?
Approval to discontinue process of seeking condemnation of property located at 2022 Peachford Road, Dunwoody, Georgia. City Attorney Ken Bernard.
Mr. Hickey, we cannot change. I know they've informed me what your request was. Under Robert's Rules of Order, we cannot change the agenda of a special called meeting. So thank you. Because under Robert's Rules of Order, we cannot change the agenda. So this is not a hearing. This is just a motion. Oh, I think we're going to hear from our attorney.
Sure. Madam Mayor, can you hear me okay?
You could be a little louder. I don't know if that's an issue on our side, Jay. Can you check? Thank you.
Just tell me if I'm too loud. Sometimes
you're not too loud. So
okay.
We're going back to fix the IT to see if, okay, try again.
Can you hear me okay now, Madam Mayor?
Yes, that's much better. Thank you.
Okay. So the item before you comes after some information was revealed to us last week that was new to this situation that we brought to the city manager. And I probably should start by saying what the history has been based on what I understand. The city was looking for some soccer sites to develop for female soccer. And
just to correct, it was softball.
Softball, I'm sorry, softball. Okay. For softball facilities, this site was identified. An agent was retained to represent the interest of Dunwoody, a real estate agent, who attempted to make communication with the church via its leadership. And somehow, and I don't know exactly how this went down, but the communication was with somebody that was in Florida at the time. Anyway, that evolved over a period of time and eventually led to us getting a real estate appraiser with notice to the church leadership to assess the property for purposes of possible acquisition. That is under the property owner's bill of rights. So they were notified, an appraiser was sent out. I think even met on site with some of the church leadership. And that process resulted in a bona fide offer being extended to the church. Under Georgia's law, the church had 30 days to respond. Its council asked for an extension at some point in time. And in order to keep the process moving, the property was posted for potential consideration of a resolution this upcoming Monday. That posting is a requirement of law. It wasn't because any action had yet been taken under the property owner's bill of rights. The property owner has 15 days of notice through post and through service that there's a potential that this property would be considered for eminent domain. So the posting, as you see today, is not because any action has happened. It's just to comply with the law. Anyway, that posting led to a series of new communications with the church leadership, which revealed several things. Number one, and let me say this, Thomas Mitchell, outside counsel, actually met with the church leadership last week. So most of this information he revealed to me last week after that meeting. One, the church is not interested in any circumstance at any price in selling the property. Number two, they have future plans, despite how the land's topography is, to potentially utilize that space. And number three, there's a potential DOT unrelated to the city expansion of some roadway over there that might take some of their existing parking on the other side of the road that was not part of this review, which would reduce their parking spaces, I want to say by like 63 or 65 parking spots. They also revealed they had received offers in the past much more lucrative than the appraisal we received. And I brought it to Mr. Linton's attention that this is information I'm not sure the mayor and the council have ever heard. I think it's very important that that gets relayed for possible consideration of whether we're moving forward or not. I will say, if this item is approved as written, this will cancel any kind of eminent domain with respect to that property on this matter. And obviously would still leave open the opportunity to negotiate in the future should something happen where the church changes its mind, or alternatively, there is some interest in a trail system on the backside of the property. I do want to point out though, because I think it's important for the public, that if you had moved forward or do move forward Monday with anything on this agenda item for eminent domain, it still would not be eminently filed, because under Georgia law, we would have to have 30 days of more negotiation. So we're sort of everybody's at the ready. But I think this information is important to the city. And I think it was important to the city manager to pass on to y'all that information so you knew ahead of time. And as a result, this special call meeting was called. Mayor, if I can, I think that's all I have on it. Mr. Linton may be able to fill in more details that I did not.
Okay. Does anyone have questions for Ken or Eric? Rob? No? Okay. All right. This is a business item. So I need a motion.
Move to approve.
Moved by Tom,
Second.
second by Joe. As just to make sure that everyone understands, what we just voted on, because and said a lot of different things. This is the discontinuation of the process of seeking condemnation, which means there would be no action taken on Monday, correct, Ken?
That is correct. It would
If we
remove
we would vote affirmatively on this motion, correct?
if you vote affirmatively, it will be removed from the agenda. And the thought process was for transparency, rather than wait till Monday
Yes.
and then kick the ball. I
Right.
think y'all wanted to let the public know, here's what we're doing or we're not doing.
Right. I understand that some of the church leadership was going to have to miss a planned conference if we waited till Monday. So that's another reason to just take care of this today. So the city of Dunwoody was working on a creative solution to fill a recreational need in our community. We identified an underutilized piece of property. There were communication challenges. The purpose of the eminent domain process, for example, the signage and ad in the paper, is to solicit public input and comment. Clearly, the process worked as designed. We heard from lots of people, lots of public input. As our attorney said, we had not passed any resolutions related to condemnation. And that is where we are. We look forward to a productive relationship with First Baptist in the future, and should their plans change, we expect they will let us know. And with that, I could call call the question. Thank you. All in favor of the item as read into the record by Ms. Lowry, say, raise your hand, because Rob is out of town. That passes unanimously of everyone present. And with that, our business is finished.
Move to adjourn.
Moved by Joe,
Second.
second by Tom. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Thank you all for coming.